morning. It's Margaret at the University of Sewing, and Aaron's with me. So we are here this morning to go ahead and get started with, we've got all kinds of sales coming up.
We do.
We have all kinds of stuff that is just really, we've been working really hard here at the shop kind of to get prepared for Christmas.
Oh, yes.
I know it's not Thanksgiving yet, but guys, we got to do it before you guys do.
Yeah.
So we have to get ready earlier so that we're ready, because tomorrow we're having an open house.
Yes, we are.
So I want to remind people, please hit the share button on your Facebook feed. That will let other people know about us, and we're very grateful for it. And we're so grateful that we give something away each day that we do Facebook Live. So today I have this graduations chips. What they mean by that, this is a charm pack, guys. So it's a charm pack, 5-inch squares, and these are gorgeous. There's 42 of them. And I'm also going to give you your very own Schmetz travel, what are they called? Travel, luggage tag.
There you go.
Luggage tag. Okay, so it is a luggage tag, but you could take this little thing off of it and just put this in your room. That's what your sewing area, so you know exactly which needle you have because of the color coding.
Yeah, I could never remember them if I didn't have some kind of diagram or illustration.
Yeah, no, there's too many, and that's okay. But the thing about it that's so nice about Schmetz versus a lot of other needles is they actually don't expect you to get out a microscope to look at the needle and figure it out.
That's kind of
Some of the other brands actually, they write on the needle. How big do you think that those little
maybe if I can get the light just right, I might see it.
Maybe,
maybe.
Even people with, you don't wear glasses.
No.
But I mean, those of us have to reduce reading glasses. Even when my reading glasses on and I'm looking at it, it's like hopeless.
Yeah.
So Schmetz takes care of all of that for you by putting this wonderful color coding. And there's usually 2 colors on the needle. One is for the needle size and one is the type of needle. And also what I'll do with this whole little thing is I will throw in for the person a book that has Schmetz needles and it describes everything. Why don't you do that? Yeah. So they go ahead and they have this wonderful book that shows what all the needles are, how you would use them, what you should use them for. And you know what else you've got? If you really do have a question about needles, just shoot me an email, info@universityofsewing.com, and I will be happy to talk to you about them. One of the very first things I've always trained my employees to know about were needles, because so many times the reason why you are having problems with a sewing project, it's your needle. If you haven't changed your needle recently, swap those dudes out, because it is going to make a big difference. Think about your needle like you think about a pencil point. Needles get dull just like pencil points do.
Absolutely.
And how many times does a needle go through something?
Yeah.
I mean,
it could be a nick or a ding or anything, then that little tip is bent.
There you go. So that also happens too. But even just in general, the needle does get dull.
That's true.
So, they usually recommend 6 to 8 hours of sewing. But if you have sewn on a needle for a while, you don't really remember when it has been changed recently, that you change it. I'm just
if you don't know, just do it.
Just change it.
And if you hear where it's kind of punching, there's also those little clues.
Yes, that's a big clue.
Yeah.
If you hear it punching, that is like, and sometimes people say, well, it's practically brand new. The problem with it is sometimes, guys, I hate to say it, but sometimes we don't even realize what we've done. We've done something and we've hit the needle, or in the very rare time, sometimes they come out of the needle package that way. Yeah. It's not often, but I want you to understand that it can happen. So even if you think it's brand new and it's right, sometimes it's the wrong type of needle. I tell people that when I'm sewing on quilting fabric, I use a Microtex needle. You may not do that. You might use a universal needle. Well, just understand that universal needles, the points are rounded. They are not a little tiny point like on the Microtex needles. Microtex needles have a very sharp, defined point. And for going through batiks, going through your any of your quilting cottons, it is actually a better needle to do the job. If you don't want to do that, I'm not going to be mad at you, I promise. So anyway, if you would please share on Facebook, and you can get these 2 prizes for one person. And what we'll do is in the comments, if you write that you shared, we'll go ahead and put your name in a drawing. And then next week, Cheryl looks through all those in a 24-hour period. By the way, you don't have to do it just while we're live on air.
Yeah.
You can do it any time inside of 24 hours while we're after we've posted this, and your name will get included. And so then you can win. And I think that, like, Kathy Neal won recently. Is Kathy watching today?
She is.
Hi,
Kathy.
There you go. Hi, Kathy.
So anyway, I wanted you guys to know about those. So we're going to go ahead and set those aside. There's this package of charm squares, by the way. The person who loves teal is going to love that.
All shades of teal in there.
All shades of teal. So very cool. Okay, guys.
Oh, wait a minute. Is today a special day?
Oh. Wait, isn't that your birthday?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We could sing to you, but we'll wait and do that later. All right? It is Margaret's birthday, everybody. So.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for remembering me. That's very nice. Dave started off my day with a nice card and a present and a nice little jacket. I think he's thinking about we have a trip coming up next March, and I think he's already thinking about that, so it's really cool.
Plus, the University of Sewing Clown might be showing up later on today.
Lord. He doesn't have to. It's okay. So,
that's great.
Okay, everybody. We do have some special things coming up. We have an open house tomorrow. Now, the open house, I feel like because I wasn't here last weekend and I didn't really get to mention a lot about it, I want you guys to know that we're doing a really nice open house. We're going to have some demonstrations going on. Cheryl and Alice have volunteered to come in. Of course, I will pay them. That volunteering only works well, but you know, they're going to come in and do some demonstrations. We've got Pat and Mary Catherine and Rachel all here, so the whole gang is going to be here. Yeah, we're going to have everybody here. This is the last weekend. We're going to have the hibernation quilt. These are a trunk show that Tilda offers to us. And so these gorgeous, gorgeous quilts are here. This is the last weekend they're going to be here. Please come and look at them. We've got to send them back. So it's just a really lovely group of of quilts. And our signs are wrong. They sent them a week early to us, so we have to send them back a week early. We only get them for 2 weeks. We've got almost every one of the fabrics that's in the hibernation line. I do believe we've run out of 1 or 2. We've got kits. The one that is up here on the top of the ceiling here at the that top, we have that kit with a beige background. So it's really lovely. We've got that kit ready to go. By the way, the other thing we did for you on these kits, most of the kits from Tilda that we use are free patterns, but what we did to make things a little bit easier for you, we went ahead and did color copies. So there's a color copy of the free pattern in there, so it's ready to go. Now, the reason I'm making a big deal about the kits, oh, by the way, notice the gorgeous pre-cuts here. We've got bundles. So we've got fat quarter bundles right here. They're all ready to go. The very cool thing about this, tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday, we are going to be running a sale because of the open house on all of our kits and all of our pre-cuts. Now, what does that mean for you? Well, if you live, let's say, someplace like Oregon. We had a lovely lady call us yesterday from Oregon. Thank you again, Susan. That was awesome to talk to you. You can purchase these pre-cuts or the kits for 25% off. So what you're going to want to do is, I'm using the coupon code OH for open house, easy to remember, OH25. That coupon code will be up and running for Saturday and Sunday, and any pre-cuts that are in our system and any kits that are in our system, you will be able to go ahead and use that coupon code and get 25% off. And remember, when you order things from us online and you get to $150 or more, the shipping is free. So you can get yourself one of these beautiful Tilda kits. You thought that maybe that you couldn't afford one. Well, now you can afford one. They're going to be 25% off, and you can do that. Now, if you're close by, come in and see us. Oh, by the way, on most of these kits, I am happy to go. If we run out of the kit, you can always email me and ask me if it's possible for us to make another one. Now, sometimes it's not possible because we don't have the fabrics anymore. But if I can do it, I will do that for you. The Tilda stuff is so amazing. One of the things you may not realize is that they have a lot of free patterns. If you go to tildaworld.com, you will be able to see what the collections look like. You'll be able to see samples. You'll be able to see the free patterns. There is a wonderful selection of things to do there. Tilda's been very popular with our customers. If you haven't seen it in person, this weekend for the open house is an amazing time to do that. But you know, you could just get a little fat quarter bundle, and we would be happy to send you that, and you can get for 25% off. So how cool is that?
But if you come in while supplies last, they can pick up that catalog, right?
They can get the catalog. We've got the paper that shows all the free, all the ways you can look at Tilda things.
Why don't you just page through that catalog for a second to see?
It is actually really good. We all wish our houses look like this, don't we?
Yeah, of course.
Looks like Stacy's.
Perfect house. My house isn't perfect, but it's so pretty. There are so many beautiful things in here.
But we're giving this catalog away, right?
This catalog, they can take it home with them. Very easy. If you order something online and you want to go ahead and get this catalog, just put it in the notes and I'm happy to include it. It's so beautiful. In these, a lot of the things with the Tilda, especially the free patterns, one of the really cool things you can do is take individual parts, like, see, there's the goose there. Well, you can just make a goose pillow. Now, I'm probably not going to make a goose pillow, but I definitely want to make that tree. That tree is cool. Or the Christmas stockings, very pretty. So a lot of really lovely things in there. Gives you lots of ideas for the holidays, or, you know, it doesn't have to be for the holidays. Tilda has so many things for year round, and it is one of those kind of fabrics and patterns that almost everybody loves it. So it's a great gift idea. So we're gonna kind of shift gears here a little bit, because this is supposed to be a Bernina day. Mm-hmm. And so far I've talked about Tilda and I've talked about needles. And so that's not really worked out so well. So let's go and hang out with Aaron here for a minute, because he's in the tech department. And let's have him talk about what we do and what we work on. We are going to, you know, right now you're getting ready to do a whole bunch of sewing, right?
Right.
You're getting ready to do a whole bunch of sewing. Mm-hmm. So if you're getting ready to do that sewing and you pull out that sewing machine and it hasn't been serviced in a while.
Yep.
This might be the perfect time to bring it in. Do we have anything to work on except for our one little serger?
We have a couple, we have a few. But,
okay.
But still less than a week turnaround.
Still less than a week turnaround. So I would say get it in.
How can you beat that? So you can get it in here. You can get it worked on, ready to go. and we will call you or text you as soon as we're finished.
Yep.
And that should make folks like Georgianne, who came in
Yes.
yesterday, that should make her really happy.
Yes.
I didn't get to talk to her yesterday. I was in the middle of a class. She's been a long time watcher of our videos, and she's always so sweet.
She's got Bernina, embroidered on her clothes. And she's just something else, I tell you what.
We love our Bernina. Love her. So, okay, so let's talk about this, Aaron. What have we got here?
Okay, so we've got some older machines. You can see they're a little bit dated. They're mechanical. They don't have like circuit boards or buttons of that sort in here. I wanted to feature these because, hey, we service these. If you have an older machine and it looks like kind of like one of these, doesn't have the fancy electrical stuff in it, we will take them in and we will service them. We don't service all brands, especially some of the higher end brands that are next to us, like what was it, Baby Lock, for instance. We can't take a whole lot of those, but if you got an older machine and you just need it serviced, adjusted, cleaned, come on, bring it to us, and we'll take care of it for you. So we're glad to do that. So yeah, that's just a summation of some of the things. Maybe you have a machine that looks like that, and you need a service.
That's usually our backup machine, but we do have them, and you know what? I mean, we all know that these were made all of metal.
Yes.
So they're all metal,
solid.
And they're really solid machines. And it is a good backup, because if all you're needing to do is a straight stitch or a very simple zigzag, these did the job.
Yeah.
That's all they did. Now, that's all they did, guys. That's all they did.
Right.
And they did it with a lot of it's time to replace that guy. Look.
Yes.
We've got the holidays coming up, which means that Black Friday is on its way. So everybody looks at Black Friday and they're like, oh, is there really going to be a sale? Yeah. And I want you to know that we're going to be having the Bernina sale, but we're also going to have an in-house sale going on the weekend after Thanksgiving. And that sale is a total blow your mind kind of sale. I've never done anything like this before. So keep an eye out for news on that, because we're only going to have this one thing on sale, and that one thing is going to be fantastic. Yes. So keep an eye out for that. But I wanted to talk to you about some of the sale things that are going on for Black Friday, because you might not know they're going on if you didn't get a flyer, if you haven't been looking at my emails. Are you on our email list? Get on our email list. We'd like to show you what's going on. Okay, Black Friday. The beautiful little blue and white Academy sewing machine that is normally $535 is going to be all the way down to $349, guys.
What a deal.
Really a good deal. Okay, so you've got almost $200 savings. It's the perfect machine for that younger person who's getting ready to get into sewing.
Absolutely.
This is going to be a great entry-level machine for any beginner. It's a mechanical machine.
Right. You'll have our support over here. You'll have service over here. You won't be left high and dry.
No, and on top of that, you can get lessons, and that way you don't have to teach them.
That's right.
It's really funny. I've been talking to some friends of mine, and they're like, I couldn't learn from my mom. And I think that is kind of not really surprising. A lot of times we find that our children, or sometimes even our grandchildren, learn better from a third party.
Sure. Sometimes that's just the way it is.
Just the way it is. So if you go ahead and buy one of these academies, even if your child or maybe young person who you're getting it for doesn't live in the area, they come and visit you, right? You can just make an appointment with us and we'll sit down and we'll get them started on their machine. You know how to use it, but it might be better if somebody else teaches them. Okay, let's talk about some of the other things coming up. We've got a B77. Now this, if you've got a student graduating from high school or college and they love to sew, this has an automatic cutter on it, guys. It has a 7mm wide feed dog system. It has a wonderful computer on it, and it is a great starter sewing machine. At only $1,000 when it's normally $2,000.
Yeah, wow.
How can you beat that?
Cutting it.
So how can you beat that? So then we've got another machine. Perfect machine for the person who wants a serger, but they didn't want to spend a ton of money for that serger. We've got an air threading B64 for only $9.99. How can you beat that? Again, all of these prices are going to start on November 17th and go through to the end of the month. Okay.
So even though it's called Black Friday, it's a little longer than one day.
It's a little longer than Black Friday.
Well,
I know that sometimes what people wait for is that sale that starts at 6 in the morning on Black Friday, so which is crazy.
We won't be here.
Now it's more like Black Friday couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So
we gotta celebrate a little bit more.
We are going to celebrate a little more. But that special sale I was telling you about in the shop is only going to go on the weekend after Thanksgiving. So that Friday and Saturday, only that weekend. So you have to make some time to come visit me. All right. So, and I'll do something for you folks online too, I promise. I will do that. Okay, let's talk about some other things that maybe you have been looking for a great retreat machine. The B435. Perfect machine for this. Again, you are going to save almost $1,000 purchasing this, but what are you going to get? You're going to get the jumbo bobbin. Jumbo bobbin, you're going to get the automatic cutter, you're going to get the touch screen on it. Then we can go to a little bit nicer machine, the B535. These are both 5mm machines. They are going to be ready to go. This one you can have with or without embroidery. So if you get it by itself, it's only $2,499. This is a $1,500 savings.
Oh, wow.
Then if you add embroidery, you're going to go up $1,000, but you're going to have embroidery and you're going to be set and ready to go, guys.
Full package.
Yeah, it's really an amazing value since you're going to save $2,500 on that.
Boy.
Or excuse me, $2,250. Okay. Now, if you've been thinking about a Bernina serger, why would you want a Bernina serger versus that B64? Well, I'm just going to tell you the Bernina serger has a Bernina motor in it.
There you go.
It's huge. That motor is so much stronger.
Yes.
So if you like to do things like sew with Ponte knits or scuba knit or any kind of novelty knit, get the Bernina.
Yeah.
You're going to be happier.
There's something you want to invest in. The motor is definitely one of those big components.
Yes, this one is got the great motor on it that can go through those kind of pain in the neck fabrics sometimes that we have. This motor's going to take it and not have any problems. So it's an air threader.
Oh, air threading is so nice.
Yes, I mean, it has a free arm, but this one does not have the computer on board. So what does that mean? Well, let's go and we're going to take one quick breeze through one thing I want to tell you about. If you want to go ahead and get yourself the air threading serger with, come on, I can find it. Here we go. Here we go. And you want the computer, we've got the serger and the L890. You are going to get a free cabinet with that one. Oh,
man. What a deal.
So,
steal the deal.
And it's not just a serger. It's also a cover stitch machine.
That's right.
And the reason you want to get this one is because it's got the computer.
Yeah.
And the computer walks you through how to thread everything. It's
and this
amazing.
cabinet was custom made by Horn for this
the Bernina
machine
sergers.
L series.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And I don't do a lot of serging, and having that little diagram, that computer tell you exactly what threads to do is So handy.
Oh my God. Yeah, I've had people buy the L890 and they've never owned a cover stitch machine or a serger, and they don't come back. And I'm like, where are you? What's going on? Oh, I didn't need you because the computer told me what to do. So now we still like you to come classes,
Sure, yeah.
but it's pretty cool. Okay, so I just showed you a lot of really, really wonderful things, and I can never cover everything I want to, but we're going to take a break here for a minute. By the way, there's some long arm deals, all the long arm deals and the sewing machine deals and the serger deals for Black Friday. They're all on our website on our sales page. Go take a look at that. So, and if you aren't on our email list, why not? So, okay. So those are all things that we can do, you can look at and see. So even if I haven't covered absolutely every single thing, they're all there. But we're going to take a break from Bernina stuff for a minute, from University of Sewing stuff for a minute, and we're going to tell you about something that, Aaron
Yes.
has he got married last year.
Yes, right?
And you married a young lady from Pakistan.
That's right. She's native Pakistani. I married her over there about September last year, and she does a lot of good in the community over there where she's at. And so she has reached out to Margaret, and now she's working with the University of Sewing. I don't know if you saw a post on Facebook. We're trying to raise funds for starting some sewing schools over there. There's with education, a lot of people can be helped, and there's a lot of unfortunate circumstances people fall into. Specifically, we're trying to help the minorities over there, like the Christians. Christians are a minority over there in that country. They're like a small percentage out of the total. So we have joined here with the University of Sewing, and we're trying to raise funds to start about 3 different schools in 3 different locations to help give education about sewing and provide machines, and it's just really great.
So what is really cool about this is that with these schools, they can help young ladies and women be able to be educated to learn how to sew. They're going to get a sewing machine as part of their education. So they'll go through a period of time where they're getting educated how to sew clothing, how to do alterations, how to do different kinds of things. And these are needed skills in their communities. And so they can work from home. They can have their sewing machine, and they don't even have to have electricity because these machines are hand crank.
Some of them are just hand crank, and they work that way, and they know how to use them that way, and we can provide that. So
one of the really cool things is this doesn't have to cost thousands and thousands of dollars. It turns out that we can do this in these different communities. Each school for around $2,000 to $3,000, we can educate 20 women.
Yes,
and just think about the idea, unlike the United States, we are so, I was talking to someone last night and she said, we won the lottery where we were born.
Yes.
It is so true. In Pakistan, you don't get an education unless you pay for it.
That's right.
And if you're poor, that's not really something that is attainable.
That's right.
So what we're trying to do is we're trying to give them a skill so that they don't have to count on just constantly getting money from other sources.
That's right.
And if we can give them a skill that they can use, they can better their families, they can help their communities. And I think that this seems like just such a no-brainer. If each one of you would only give $25 this holiday season, we could start these schools up and we could help so many people. We're talking 20 people at each one of these schools. We could help 60 women just right off the bat with getting your help on this. And I'm hoping that this is something that our sewing community can get behind. And if once or twice a year you could donate some money to this, it's not a lot of money.
No.
It's not, this would be such a gift that it's the kind of gift that literally gives for an entire person's
Yes,
life.
yes. The generation, from that generation to the next
and
generation.
they can teach their children.
Yes, it can be reproduced.
Yes, and this is just so amazing that we can even do something like this. We're in such an amazing position to be able to help people. And I know how giving and how wonderful the people who watch us are. I talk to them on the phone. You guys, I talk to you. Yeah. You are just kind and giving people. I think we can really do something amazing here. So I was hopeful that I'm not wrong. We have a GoFundMe page.
Yes,
I will
we do.
post it again in the comments of this particular Facebook Live, and we'll put another posting on our site that you guys can find very easily. I think we'll try to probably pin it for a period of time so that people can see this. And I hope that you will find it in your heart to do that. One of the other things I wanted to let you know is during our open house, we're going to have, we have samples that we make for different things.
Yes.
We're going to have some samples for sale. All of those samples that are sold, that money will go to this charity. So if you can please help us with this, we would be so grateful. We can't do it by ourselves. We need help.
Yep.
I've already put some seed money into this, but I know we're so gifted.
Yeah.
And, you know, most of us have so much. This is such a little amount to just go ahead and do something like this. And you know, it's
we're like, what, well, the 1% richest in all the world in this country. I mean, our dollar bill goes a long ways in other countries. So just the little bit we do can just be such a blessing.
It was so incredible. I didn't know that in Pakistan we can buy someone a sewing machine for $100.
Yes.
I mean, $100. Can you imagine to have them to be able to have that? And so what they're going to do is they'll get educated, and at the end they will get a sewing machine. That's going to be part of how this works. So the only thing, the only overhead is paying for the teacher, the renting of the space for this to happen, and then the sewing machines. And everything is going to go. The overhead is almost non-existent. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So
very affordable to run the whole operation for us. So
this is something that Sonia, Aaron's wife's family, has been involved with helping this community for a long time. And they know the community and they know how to help them in a very efficient and very way that actually will help. Yeah. So I was hoping that I would communicate this to all of you and that you would join us in helping this group getting a new start in their lives and something much better. Okay, guys, we are at after 10. Time for us to move on and get the shop open. So thank you for everything. We always appreciate it. And don't forget, we have some fantastic things coming up. Open house this weekend. Look for that coupon code, and we will talk to you soon.